I still have markings of the fire on my face.
Nakiwiston James had no time to flee the Lytton fire. She felt the hot ashes fall on her face, her arms, and her legs.
It was so much ash flying through the air, and I could hear the wind, just whoosh.
A week later, she went back to the village looking for her home, but it was gone.
Just a pile of ash. And that's when it sunk in, Everything I had was in there.
Now, like so many of her former neighbors, she's homeless, a victim of a climate crisis the elders of this community long predicted.
We knew that it was coming. And so Mother Earth is heating up in the core. And she's sending up all of these messages, and human beings are not listening.
John Hogan, the deputy chief of the Lytton First Nation, lost his home in the fire too. He'd never experienced heat like this.
When Lytton hit 49.6, you wouldn't think that a place in the interior of BC would get that way before a place in the Mediterranean.
If the loss facing his family and community isn't a wake-up call, he doesn't know what it'll take.
It's here, and in my books, it's real.
The whole village is going.
The behemoth fire that wiped out the village is known as the Lytton Creek Fire. It was first discovered June 30th and didn't even register as a wildfire. Then the winds picked up and the flames just grew. On July 7th, it was 8,000 hectares. By July 22nd, it was almost double that. Today, it's 84,000 hectares.
Fire is ever increasing, and it's going to be an imminent danger for many more people.
How do you govern a municipality that doesn't really exist right now?
It's hard.
Jan Polderman is the mayor of Lytton. It was a part-time job, or so he thought. Every day he fields calls from residents.
It's hard on them. They're hurt. They're angry.
We caught up with him between meetings to create a new, greener community, insulated with fire fences, a sprinkler system, and new building bylaws.
The building bylaw is meant to create houses that are fire resistant. And what we're hoping is that should another firestorm begin, that it'll slow the spread so that people have more time to evacuate.
At 76, Nakiwiston James welcomes this change.
Let's start doing preventative.
It'll take at least a year before the village gets infrastructure in place, a year after that for homes to be constructed. Until then, lives are on hold. Nakiwiston James says she'll wait until the village is up and running before she returns.
I could never not want to go back to Lytton. I was born and raised there. This is where my people are.